Hey, this is Ian from the Apple Power Web Show, and I'm just doing a review and telling you about my Xbox 360 controller that I had to disassemble because it was broken. The RB and LB buttons were dead, and they didn't work at all when I had the full thing assembled, so I went and decided I was going to take it apart and see if I could fix it. I ran into a little trouble because originally I thought you just needed a normal screwdriver like Phillips. Tried that, it didn't work. I took a flashlight and looked at it. It ended up needing Torx screwdrivers, which I have. It ended up being a T8 Torx screwdriver, but that didn't work either. So I did a little research and I found out that that you needed tamper-proof Torx screwdrivers. I think oh crap, it's dropped screws. Let's see if you can see that. This is a Torx screwdriver, but I'm not sure if the camera can really pick that up. There's like a little hole inside there that makes it the tamper-proof. So normal Torx won't fit in there, unfortunately. I went and took it apart. Unfortunately, in these deep, let's see, what would be a good example. See these ones right here? I'll grab it. Alright, see how there's many screws. The ones in the corners are a lot deeper, and I didn't have one that could reach all the way down there, so I undid every single screw, and then one of them I got out, and the other one I had to break open. So I think I'm going to saw off this piece, but the other one I had to break open. I tried making the hole bigger so it would fit using my army knife. One of the tools here, let's see. Got a bunch of different ones. I mainly use this. It's quite easy to take apart. You have to remember that even though you get all these ones in the back, there's a hidden one behind the barcode. Not sure if you can see that. I poked the hole through it so I could undo that. Definitely, if you're gonna touch any of the circuitry, take the batteries out. And since I had to break it open, I now don't have any way to really put it back on except glue it. So I decided to leave it open. I tried playing it like this. All this rubber comes off. I never really knew this, but all it is, these little rubber buttons. Let's see if I can just show you. All it does is it's a conductive rubber that just completes a circuit. These come off and everything. RBLB buttons come off. Triggers come off. Just pretty much everything comes apart. Oh yeah, if you didn't notice, I took off the vibrations for the vibrators for that. There's a big one, this one on the left, and the little one, the one on the right. I might put those on sometime. Yeah. I'll take the actual circuit board out. Here it is. I might eventually someday get some kind of plastic paint and paint this and make it look all cool. So that's why I didn't actually glue the circuit board in, because you don't really need to glue the circuit board in, so you have to use it. But just today, I just went and decided to glue these on so I could play with it, like actually play Xbox with it. I did play it with it before, but these kept coming off. So what I did is I didn't glue right on the buttons. I'd be very careful where to put it. So I placed it down when I was done with it by this little hole first, and then the rest of it. Because if you put the glue over it, it most likely will not work. So I put it in all the little areas in between the buttons. Now I'm going to zoom in. I am using my eyesight. I got this thing called eyeglasses. It was $10, but it's been worth it so far. You can rotate different directions and stuff. Here, Look at holding my finger to the left of my body and to the right. Left, right. Okay. Oh, that's the other way. Well, that actually might make it easier. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave it this way now. Just because it's easier for me to tell which way I'm moving my controller. Put it back. Okay. So, yeah, so I glued in all this using just like a clear super glue in between all the little spaces. And I just took a toothpick and dipped it in and then kind of did little dots and then smeared it a little bit and then took it and just made like lines everywhere. And then in here, for these, they pop off and there's a little hole. If you coat the toothpick in it and then rub it through the little hole and stick it on a little glue, later these get stiff and you won't be able to move it up or down or one of the directions, so you just have to break that real quick because it just, I don't know why it did that. I might have done a little wrong, but now it's completely flexible. I did try playing with these off. I wouldn't recommend it for this one because it just makes it really hard to move, and to click it down to hold your breath in like Call of Duty 4, it makes it too hard. But this one, it actually makes your movements a lot more accurate, so you might want to leave that off if the game doesn't require too much clicking. And all this is really is all the clicking is it actually presses down a button. They went super like cheap here in making this, but all it is see that little white thing. It's just clicking a separate button when you click that. It's kind of a neat idea. You can see the connect button, right? Where's my finger go? Sorry, I'm gonna put it on mirror so I can control this easier. Right? I'm kind of covering it. See the little button? That's the connect button. RB. LB. I might glue those on sometime. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of just grabbed the cloth that I had everything on. And now here are, it's part of the RBLB. So they got all scratched from something, I don't know. But they stopped working, like they wouldn't press down enough, so I had to like smack it every time I wanted to use it, so I got kind of sick of that. And now I don't have to buy new ones. So, and it's actually pretty fun playing like this. It's a new kind of experience. So, to prove that it still works, the battery pack here. So far, I haven't run into any electrical issues, like I haven't gotten shocked or anything. So, I'll press the on button. And it works. It is fully functional. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but my Xbox is on. Sorry. It's on. Let's see if I can. This. It is connected. Now it's up. Okay, so that will conclude my my review for this. All of these did come off when I took it out, and I just kind of placed them in there, so they sit there now. Like that. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want me to try with it that I might be willing to try, just leave me a video. Okay, they all just fell out again. Pain. If you have any questions, just leave a comment, post a video response, anything along those lines. So yeah, thanks for